When pondering the question, how do I see myself? A lot of different character traits came to mind, from kind to smart to caring to loving. But in the end, I chose a trait that I feel really describes me as a person. The trait that I finally decided on is that I am a hard worker. Lots of factors play into why I feel this way about myself, including how I was raised, how I do my schoolwork, and my plans for the future. One quote I first heard early on in high school is that you can't have a $1 million dream on a minimum wage work ethic, and that has really stuck with me all these years. I view myself in this manner for a few different reasons. A major reason is the way that I was raised. Both of my parents are very hard workers that have worked hard for everything that they have in life. Both of them worked in high school and worked hard to the things that they had. My parents really value a hard work ethic, and have worked hard in instilling that value in me. Ever since I was little, my parents taught me to work for things. When I was really little, my mom would play little games with me, like pick up 10 things during a commercial break or pick up 10 things before bed. These little games showed me that any work is better than nothing, and that not having enough time to do something is never an excuse. To this day, my mom laughs as she hears me say, I'm going to go pick up 15 things from my room and then go to bed. My parents didn't believe in just handing me money either. They believed in having us work for it through chore charts. If I wanted to go on a school trip, I got a chore chart with dollar amounts for each chore to earn the money that I needed. If Christmas, birthdays, or another holiday was approaching, we got another chore chart. I actually really liked the idea of chore charts because you got to choose how much you earned. You could choose just enough to cover the bare minimum, or you could choose to do the rest of the chores and get spending money or extra money as well. My stepsister and sister, who were raised in a slightly different manner than I was, often chose option A, where they made just enough to cover what they needed to, but usually did not do much extra. While I, on the other hand, would do every chore available. That is how I got my first car, by saving the money from the chore charts from 11 to 16 years old and working off my car. At 16, I got my first real job at Elder Beerman as a sales associate, and I worked hard there and got a customer service award for all my hard work with the customers. Unfortunately, in August of 2018, 20 months after I began working there, they went out of business. During my senior year, I did slow down on working a bit to focus on my academics and scholarships, but I did still tutor. Now, in a sense, I have 3+ jobs. I babysit regularly every week for a family that has a 4-year-old girl and a 2-year-old boy. I tutor a 14-year-old boy every week, and there's another family that I am an occasional date night babysitter for as well. And I also, as I mentioned in my first speech, my mom was diagnosed with a brain disease and is no longer able to work, but she did start an online resale business, and I help her with that pretty much every day. I also work really hard in school. I am a night owl, which helps, but I find myself, especially now, rewatching lessons and working on assignments well past 1 or 2 in the morning, making sure assignments are done and that I thoroughly understand all the material. I moved down to Central Ohio the summer before my freshman year of high school. My mom met my stepdad and they got married, so we moved down to where he and his daughter lived. My mom was a banker, and we took a lot of pride in the fact that we moved down here, and she made top banker of her district, and I graduated at the top of my class. I think that really shows that I am a hard worker and where I got it from. We moved down here knowing nobody, but we're both very successful with what we put our minds to. I also worked really hard on scholarships and was rewarded with winning 7 different scholarships, one of which is renewable for all 4 years of for college and is worth a total of $20,000. I got into the Capital Honors Program due to my hard work and was awarded the Presidential Scholarship through the university. My hard work from high school has been really beneficial for college, and I'm hoping that my hard work in college will have an equal or greater effect on my getting into medical school and my career in the future. Mark Twain famously states, "The dictionary is the only place where success comes before work." This quotation holds a lot of meaning for me since I have big plans for my future. The plans for my future I know will require a lot of hard work. I want to become a general practitioner or a family doctor. I have always wanted to do something with my career where I'll be able to help people on a daily basis. Over the years, the choices have went from teacher to therapist, but ever since my preteen years, I've decided that I want to be a doctor. I have been made aware over the years of how much work it really is to become a doctor, which I started preparing for in high school in order to get into a good college. Now that I'm in college and happy with the colleges that I was accepted to and the one that I chose, I've worked hard to keep good grades and to stay on top of all my assignments in order to get into a good medical school, which I know will hold more important weight and the selection process will be much tougher. All of this is on top of the worries of getting a good score on the MCAT, for which I have already bought a study book and have started reviewing through it. And my goals for my future is one of the drastic reasons to which having a good work ethic is very important. For all these reasons and more, I see myself as a hard worker. It is one of the traits about myself that I value the most, and I am infinitely grateful that my parents valued enough to take the time to instill the value of hard work in me, which has helped me get to where I am now and where I plan to get to in the future. As G.K. Nelson says, successful people are not gifted. They just work hard and then succeed on purpose. Thank you.